on, guys? Welcome back to From the Red Carpet. Yes, I'm driving in heavy traffic. Don't mind me. On this episode, we take a look at what happened to the Batgirl film. And also, we have a new trailer for the Gotham Knights series headed to the CW. Among a lot of other things. So stick around, and we'll dive right in. Starting off, the Mortal Kombat sequel is in the works over at Warner Brothers. Simon McQuad, the guy who directed the first movie, is returning, and this time with the head writer of Moon Knight, Jeremy Slater, to write the movie. That's going to be pretty awesome. As far as the plot, we know nothing. But I can say Joe Taslim will return as Bihan, who's now going to be Noob Saibot. Scorpion will be back, and the film will introduce Johnny Cage. There hasn't been any actor chosen for the role just yet, but I know The Miz has been trying to get fan support to see if he can be in the running. So I guess we'll see. According to director Matthew Vaughn and John Romita Jr., who illustrated the Kick-Ass graphic novels, there's a Kick-Ass reboot in the works. The reboot has been in the works for quite a while. However, no plot or cast has been announced. Vaughn said that people didn't expect an R-rated superhero film back in 2010 when the first Kick-Ass movie came out, and it hit pretty big. So now he wants to try to top that somehow. I don't know, the sequel was pretty crazy. It'd be hard to top that. Anyway, these are some photos of some test footage for the new suit, which looks a lot like the one Dave had at the end of the second film. So hopefully we get more news on this pretty soon. At some point, I can say in Phase 6 or maybe after, we're getting another Spider-Man film that will begin Tom's second trilogy. This time, he'll have a new love interest. By this point, the X-Men should be introduced, and one of them, Angelica Jones, aka Firestar, will be in the film. This could mean they might introduce Bobby Drake, aka Iceman, and do the whole Spider-Man and his amazing friends thing from like the 1960s or so. On another note, remember that no one knows Peter is Spider-Man anymore, including Ned. So I'm willing to bet Ned will more than likely find some old Green Goblin tech left behind from No Way Home and use it to become Hobgoblin. Speaking of Spider-Man, freshman year was announced more in-depthly at San Diego Comic-Con, with it having a release date of 2024. But with the villain list and Doctor Strange appearance, it almost seemed like non-canon. Especially seeing Giancarlo Esposito as Norman Osborn in the same exact scene that featured Tony Stark in Civil War. That was kind of strange. Anyway, it's been confirmed that this show will be in a different universe and will be non-canon to the live-action MCU. In addition to that, a second season called Sophomore Year has already been approved. The Fantastic Four movie will start Phase 6 in the MCU. With all the hype of Reed Richards being Hank Pym's partner in the 1960s and Reed and gang being trapped in the quantum realm this whole time, gaining powers, it looks like we won't see any of that in the movie. Kevin Feige confirmed that the Fantastic Four will not be an origin story, and they'll already have their powers at the start of the film. Also, instead of John Krasinski, apparently now, Henry Cavill is in talks with Marvel to play Reed Richards. I can't confirm this, I'm just saying what I heard. We have a first look at M.O.D.O.K in Quantumania. Back in Iron Man 3, when AIM was introduced, all we thought was, that means M.O.D.O.K will appear at some point. Also, originally, it was said that Jim Carrey would be M.O.D.O.K. But no, it's Corey Stoll, the guy who played Darren Cross, aka Yellow Jacket, in the first Ant-Man film. I guess his trip to the quantum realm wasn't a pleasant one. And remember, in Loki, we saw that gigantic Yellow Jacket helmet. This makes me think that when his body shrank down, it did so unproportionately, making his head gigantic, creating M.O.D.O.K. Well, that's my theory anyway. But that all got negated when the concept art came out. If this is real, then we don't even see the actor's face at all. M.O.D.O.K's completely robotic. It's a completely different design from the comics, and with them being so comic accurate nowadays with the costume, it makes me wonder why they did this. So I'm assuming Corey Stoll will just voice the character, and he'll be completely CGI. But I was expecting a giant Corey Stoll head. That's a letdown. Alright, well, I guess this is M.O.D.O.K. Daredevil Born Again was also announced, with Charlie Cox returning. This will be the longest Disney Plus series to date, with 18 episodes. That's just crazy. She-Hulk is right behind it, tying with WandaVision, having 9 episodes. While the Guardians 3 trailer may be far off, we have an idea of what's going on in the film. Yes, we'll see the High Evolutionary, the origin of Rocket, Drax's daughter Moondragon, and even Adam Warlock. But also, Star-Lord and gang will meet back up with Gamora, the 2014 version of Gamora from Endgame, who now leads the Ravagers. Yeah, she replaced Yondu as their leader. There's a scene where the Guardians meet with the Ravagers, and Gamora is leading them, much to Quill's bewilderment. We have an idea of some of the stories that will appear in the second season of What If. A while ago, I actually listed off some of the episodes that might appear, but here are some new concepts. So we have Tony Stark on Sakaar with the Hulk and Valkyrie, Odin vs. the Mandarin, Captain Carter vs. the Winter Soldier, and a Hela story. So with the episodes they've already announced, I can say Season 2 will be way better than the first one. A long while ago, when the Marvels was first announced, just as Captain Marvel 2, we heard Rogue would be the villain, which could be cool, because that was a huge storyline in the comics. Plus, we thought that could be our introduction to the X-Men in the MCU. However, that was all nonsense. The only news from then that was accurate was that Zawe Ashton would be in the film in some kind of role. Well, now it's been confirmed that she'll be the main villain, a Kree general named Dar-Benn. So I guess it will be Kamala, Monica, and Carol versus her. Alrighty then. While on that subject, Secret Invasion added someone new to the cast. In addition to Sam Jackson and Emilia Clarke, the series will now have Olivia Colman, who will be playing a gender-swapped Union Jack, which is basically like a British Captain America. I mean, yeah, it starts getting convoluted. You have Captain Britain, which is Captain Carter, and now Union Jack. I don't know. This could be the series' antagonist anyway, aside from the Skrulls. So we got the Wakanda Forever trailer last week, and it was awesome. Not only did we see a brief look at Shuri in costume, but we finally saw Namor. Unfortunately, though, Marvel was unable to secure the rights to the name Atlantis, so they changed Namor to be of Mayan descent, with Atlantis being renamed Talokan, an ancient civilization hidden at the bottom of the ocean. Yes, it's supposed to be Atlantis, they just can't call it that legally. I'm still excited to see what they do with the character, though. With the name drop of the MCU X-Men film being called The Mutants, some more news has surfaced as to when we'll see them. So Marvel and Disney are contractually obligated to use the existing actors, which would be the ones from the newer films, until 2025. This is why Marvel has not introduced them yet. I mean, in Ms. Marvel, they stated that she was a mutant, but we haven't seen any of the actual X-Men, and we probably won't for quite a while. Marvel's actually waiting for the contracts to be up so that they can hire whoever they want to play the roles. Meaning that we won't see the X-Men until Phase 7, way after Secret Wars. Last month at San Diego Comic-Con, it was revealed that Phase 6 will end with not one, but two Avengers films. One of which, of course, Secret Wars, will not only have Kang, but also Doctor Doom as the antagonist. Also, the film is said to include everyone from Phases 4 to 6. Yes, it'll be based off Battleworld, like I mentioned in a previous video, but a very loose adaptation. In some Sony news, we have some set photos of Dakota Johnson on the set of Madam Web. Here we can see her in street clothes. Maybe this is before she gets powers, or maybe she's just dressing hip. I don't know. Johnson, of course, is playing Madam Web, despite what people were saying last week. Yes, Emma Roberts joined the cast, but is someone else. Honestly, the full cast hasn't even been released yet. We just know of Sydney Sweeney and some others. Oh, and apparently as of now, Mike Epps, too. Sony has released the dates for some upcoming Marvel films. We have Kraven the Hunter starring Aaron Taylor Johnson on January 13th, 2023. Spider-Man Across the Universe, which is Part 1, on June 2nd, 2023. The Madam Web film with Dakota Johnson on July 13th, 2023. Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, which is Part 2, on March 29th, 2024. And lastly, an untitled live-action Spider-Verse movie slotted for October of 2024. What the hell could that one be about? Moving on to some DC news, the Penguin spin-off series starring Colin Farrell will begin production and start filming in February of next year. So guys, Batgirl has been cancelled. Yes, literally in post-production after filming. But why? Well, DC made a statement recently saying that it had the lowest budget out of any DC film so far, and that they didn't think they could make the money back at the box office to recoup their losses. Then they went on to say that Leslie Grace, the actress who played Batgirl in the film, is a great actress and she's still the DCEU Batgirl. Also that they plan to work with her in the future. So you guys just yank her solo film out from underneath her and then expect her to return? And what about Michael Keaton? Well, he was going to replace Ben Affleck as the new DCEU Batman following the Flash movie. Well, fuck all that I guess. With the Flash movie indefinitely delayed, and the Batgirl movie pretty much cancelled, the two films that heavily featured Keaton's Batman, they've ultimately decided to bring back Ben Affleck as the DCEU Batman. And Affleck is set to cameo in Aquaman 2 and will continue being the DCEU Batman going forward. So they just brought Keaton in and updated the suit and did all this stuff just to not do it at all? I mean, honestly, is there even a DCEU left? It's all fucked up at this point. Yeah, this is bad news for sure. And what's even worse is they're not even streaming the movie on HBO Max. So Batgirl will just never get seen. Finally, guys, to close the episode out, here's a trailer for the new Gotham Knights series headed to the CW. In this one, Bruce Wayne is dead, and the city must depend on a group of vigilantes led by Carrie Kelly to defend it. Let's take a look.
There are 30 other rooms in this place to hook up.
Mom, I swear we were just talking.
Thanks.
Harry, we have a trip together?
Right, sorry.
Oh, somebody broke into the good stuff. Is your dad gonna be okay with that?
I don't think he'll miss it. It's questionable choices. Everybody relax. I got this. Harvey. Turner, it's your father. He's dead. I have to ask you, did you know he was Batman? You don't have to keep the secret any longer. It must be a relief. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Relief.
My father believed that each of us could become a light and bring a new dawn to Gotham.
Can't imagine what you must be going through. I am gonna find who did this.
It's just the latest in an epidemic of violence since the demise of the Dark Knight.
To wonder who will protect Gotham now that Batman is dead.
We have 3 suspects in custody. Put your fingerprints on the gun that killed Bruce Wayne. That's not what happened.
We were paid to break into his office, not kill him. It's like a museum had sex with a bank vault.
You're just trying to get us to turn on each other.
My brother walks.
I'm trying to get the truth. Are you really the Joker's daughter?
I would like to speak with my legal counsel.
And you shouldn't have shot at her kneecap. Turner, there's one more suspect.
They think they killed my dad because I wanted his money?
Hey, I'm sorry.
Oh, look. It's the Bat Brat.
No, you haven't figured it out? We didn't kill your dad any more than you did.
They don't care if we're innocent. Time to pick a side.
What the hell are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to get these cups undone, but it's not working. Colin and Harper had no problem getting theirs off.
What?
He's in on it. They all are.
You just made my job easier.
Who the hell are you?
Harry Kelly?
Wait, I know you. From Trey.
So you knew my dad was Batman?
I became his eyes and ears. Called me his little Robin.
We can't prove we're not killers by killing someone. We have to stick together, find who really killed my dad, and clear our names. Because we all deserve justice.
Hunt down these fugitives.
They'll be looking for us in every alley, every dark corner of the city. There's one thing they don't have. A Batcave.
Oh my god.
Hey, tell me, you brought the Batmobile, right?
No. My mom's car. Gonna be a tight squeeze. I call shotgun!
Alrighty then, this was another episode of From the Red Carpet. If you enjoyed the content, guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more. And with that, I'll see you on the next one.